thatmovieguyUK.
I would say if you would have asked me maybe 2, 3 years ago what kind of movies Olivier has an interest in making, I definitely wouldn't have said that he wanted to make a film about Cuban rebels during the 80s and the 90s. I would say obviously he has made so many great films recently. Obviously I saw Olivier non-fiction last year here at Venice, and it's one of my favourite films from the festival. Obviously Persian Shopper, Vape. Oh my god, this guy is one of my favourite film directors. And for me to find out that he's making a Spanish-English film, I was very intrigued, and for it to be in competition at Venice Film Festival, surely something must come out of it. And we're here to talk about it. The Wasp Network is a film about a group of people that are sent into America to infiltrate any kind of information or any assassinations or any bombings that is going to happen in Cuba. Obviously, we need to remember that there's a big divide between America, Cuba, communism, and everything like that. Fidel Castro. We should know this by now. But still. And basically, it follows the story of various characters within this WASP network and what they do day to day and how the story actually unfolds to them being caught. I must say, this is a very strange choice of film for Asias, as I've said, and I'm on board with it. I will say that the reviews for it at the premiere, not so good, but I think it was a very interesting story. It actually does give you a little bit of insight, but at the same time, as this is more of a humanistic kind of director, it's a lot more personal, and it balances itself out in a very strange way. I didn't necessarily always see the point of certain moments in the film, but at the end, we are just looking at an experience. And the odd thing about it as well is how the plot and the tone changes genre all the time. Like, 1 minute it's a thriller, 1 minute it's a romantic story, 1 minute it's a family drama, the next minute it's a political story. It continuously is unfolding. But this is my crackpot theory on this. I do believe that Asias is muddling this purely for the reason that we are only seeing a fragment of it, and there is a vast web of impact that this has had on various people, on their lives, on their futures, on their children's futures, and I think that is a very compelling element and very Asiasian. I don't even know how to pen an Asias quim just yet, but still, I found it very interesting, and it's something I've never really looked into before, even with a degree in history, but still, it's just, for 2 hours straight, you just kind of really want to know what happens next. Obviously we know that they're going to get caught out, but still, it's going to this interesting journey, and it's not just on one side. You see it from the American side, you see it from the Cuban side, you see it from various other countries and how they tried to take down Castro and how to take down communism in Cuba. So there's a lot to it, and it has very interesting elements. There is one thing I found utterly bizarre, and I don't know if I was just watching Tarantino films, but halfway through this film there is a rogues gallery of the Wasp Network, and it was just like, did this really just happen? A very interesting choice, no doubt, but I guess information needs to be fed to you, and rather than just being like, freeze frame, then the names, blah, 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 or like, little, yeah. So it was a bit more interesting, but it just jumps out of nowhere, and it's okay. For the cast, I must say, Edgar Ramirez, Penlope, Cruz, I think they give very, very poignant performances. I don't think it's anything stellar. It's nothing that's going to catch any interest, but they carry the film in their portions. Penlope Cruz is more important at the back end of the film rather than the beginning and the down. This is like the middle point. But Ramirez is the guy who binds the whole film together, and he holds it well. I think he's a very good actor in general, but again, I kind of do wish there was a bit more. You don't feel his conviction. I think that's the only thing. You don't feel his conviction towards Cuba and how much he loves his country. And that's the only thing I think that I wasn't too keen on from the performances. But all in all, very interesting as yes, not his best by a country mile, but a very interesting one, no doubt. And I would be very intrigued to actually revisit this film at some point in time. So there we go. Bit of a random one compared to the bigger films, but I would rather give you films that I'm interested in too, because that's what it's all about. The next review will be Timothée Chalamet's The King. Well, it's not Timothée Chalamet's The King, but she's in it, and Rob Pattinson's in it. So that'll be the next review tomorrow, and everything I am doing on the Lido is below. Twitter, Letterboxd, Instagram, you can see everything. It's all there. And my written reviews obviously will be on www.moviemarker.co.uk. And normally, as you see on the channel, encore obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shits, and obviously never change.